Hey guys, how's it going? Kripparrian. So today I'm going to go over probably the original disappointment of GVG. It was Bolvar. When this guy was announced, people basically were completely unimpressed and disinterested with what may have been the GVG expansion at the time. This is when cards just slowly being revealed, and yeah. Bolvar was used a decent amount at the start of GVG, but now he's completely absent. And I didn't really make this review because I thought maybe things would change, but they absolutely haven't. They've really changed in the opposite direction. There's actually less of a reason to use Bolvar now than at the start of GVG, and that's really being shown in the decks that we've been seeing. So it's a little bit of a disappointment, but I wanted to review the guy nonetheless and show you guys how he's doing and what's going on around him. So Bolvar, he's the 5-drop, the Paladin legendary with GVG. He's supposed to be a total badass, and sometimes he is. I have seen this guy played in Arena to some pretty good degree. The problems are ones that I've identified in the past. You know, if you get silenced, he's a 1/7 for 5, which is garbage. Well, if you top deck him in Arena, he's basically a 1/7, which is garbage. Sometimes a 2/7, which is still garbage. And if he's really too big, he just gets removed. That's usually what tends to happen just about every single time. I think in an Arena, he's probably about in the barely in the top 40% of legendaries, so nothing too amazing. But if you're playing Paladin, you got some garbage like Lorewalker Cho and Nat Pagel, well, it's time to hit up Bolvar. So what's going on in Constructed? What's changed? Well, at the start of GVG, a lot of people were testing aggressive decks, but they weren't really finely tuned, and because of that, there was a little bit of wiggle room, and the wiggle room included people not running Big Game Hunter because of Dr. Boom, of course. That was also not in every single deck as it is now, and because the decks weren't quite as finely tuned, they weren't nearly as aggressive as they are today, people were not really running silences, and these days, when decks get really aggressive, even all the control decks tend to run owls. In fact, even the Paladin control deck runs owls. Sometimes they run even 2 owls, just because it's one of the only ways you can keep up with the ridiculous early game that, you know, some of the hunters and some of the mech mages can dish out. So Bolvar basically gets hit by both of those things. If you play him in the mid game when it's kind of like a comeback card, he might be like a 5/7 for 5, something like that, which is, you know, just good value. Doesn't really warrant a legendary status, but it's good, it's fair. Well, then he gets hit with the owl, and if you play him any later, well, he gets hit with the big game. And the funny thing is, in the Paladin deck, you know, some of them don't even run Dr. Boom, but if you're running Dr. Boom and you're running Bolvar, you're probably cutting something else, and the chance that one of them gets big game is basically 100%, where otherwise if you play just Dr. Boom, yeah, that'll get big gamed, but you still get the boom bots. With Bolvar, you just get screwed. So Bolvar, while he didn't start off too well, he did see some plays, he did deliver some wins, but not really, nothing too crazy. I played this guy in the typical Paladin deck, I played this guy in the Holy Wrath deck, and all in all, he was alright, but there was just better stuff to play, and eventually I cycled him out, and these days, if I wanted to make a Paladin deck, I wouldn't even consider running Bolvar. Now, it might sound pretty sad, you know, when GVG was coming out, a lot of people were excited with a lot of the legendaries, but because the game has moved in such an aggressive manner, it really funnels out all these cards. I mean, yeah, Bolvar sucks. Nobody wants to use Bolvar, but if you really look at all the class legendaries at least, you know, who's using Malorn? Nobody. Who's using Gazrilla? Nobody. Who's using Flame Leviathan? Okay, I'm using Flame Leviathan in a deck or two, but nobody else. I mean, some people use Vol'jin. Vol'jin is okay. Right now, Priest is a pretty bad class, and if you are playing Priest, Vol'jin is not really the card you really want to play, even though it's really powerful. Some people thought it was actually one of the best GVG cards. It's certainly one of the strongest. It's just too slow. So much aggro, and Vol'jin just doesn't work against aggro, so as good as it is, it doesn't matter. Trade Prince Gallowix is the same deal. He's a really good creature, but when your opponent starts using spells, well, you're dead. So using a Boulder Fist Ogres is basically the same thing. Using a Boulder Fist Ogre is not really any better than every single other option an Oil Rogue, for instance, would have to them. Neptulon is using some control Shamans. Shamans can't afford to float a few cards, and Neptulon acts as kind of like additional draw. So Neptulon honestly is in good shape as far as the Legendary is concerned, but I don't know enough about the card to really go into that. Mal'Ganis is used a little bit just because Demon Lock is a thing, but Demon Lock didn't really ever used to be a thing until very recently when Silent Storm won the tournament with the deck with demons, including Mal'Ganis, and now people are playing Mal'Ganis, but my guess is a couple weeks from now nobody's going to be playing Mal'Ganis either. And of course, Iron Juggernaut. Well, I tried to make use of the card, but that didn't really work either. If you really look at the neutral cards, yeah, you have Dr. Boom. No shit, you have Dr. Boom. Everyone's got Dr. Boom, and then maybe you have Sneeds. Maybe. But that's really in the very, very slow control meta, which sometimes is realized at certain ranks at very short intervals in time. So basically, nobody's using any of the GVG legendaries except for Dr. Boom. That's basically my point. So Bolvar, yeah, he's in shitty shape, but not really any much shittier than the treatment all the other classes got. So a little bit of a sad face, and to represent this point, I wanted to show you guys the most epic game I've had with Bolvar ever. Enjoy, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna try this out. I'm gonna try keeping Bolvar. I mean, that guy drew about as well as you could possibly draw. It was like fucking double Undertaker at the start with death rattles with pumps. Perfect curve, curved out, didn't discard anything on the first Doomguard. Draws an answer to my taunts. Implosions were 3 and 4. Alright. Zoo's like a deck that goes about 50% against everything. And if you get lucky, you win. If you get unlucky, you usually lose. It doesn't have many matchups that are that bad. Panda's pretty useless. Just haven't had many good hands at the start, but I think in general it's fine. It's kind of bad to use my taunt activator early, but I really want to play as many creatures as possible so I can get an early Bolvar. Excuse me.
Follow the rule. I got this. Reporting for duty.
Biggest taunts you've ever seen. Yep.
Reporting for duty.
Yeah, I basically have to consecrate because of the risk on whatchamacallit, Quartermaster next turn.
Last warning. Battle. Job done. Reporting for duty.
Bolvar's up to 6. Let's just hope there's no Dr. Balanced coming in here. Dr. Balance activated.
Last warning.
Don't kill my 1/1. Every fucking time, dude. Holy shit.
Reporting for duty. Reporting for duty.
I guess I should have equalityed first. Would have taken a lot less damage, but it's alright. It's a strategic play for Molten Giant, of course.
To battle. battle for justice. Put your faith in the light.
Let's try to get a really big Bolvar. I'm at 13, boys. 13.
Me think Strathel will be purged.
Interesting.
Shields up. Red alert.
Consecrate's not very useful.
For justice. Don't test me, child. Well played. Follow the rule. Reporting for duty.
Problem is I might face a Harrison here. I wanted to take less damage on Tyrion. If I take 4 on Tyrion, I can get really fucked by Consecrate. I guess he's trying to get equality.
I must move quickly.
Shields up. Red alert.
Last warning.
Damn! I needed to take 1 damage.
For justice.
Fucking A.
That was
Reporting for duty.
Alright, well I don't have taunts or heals right now, so I can just get like out-tempoed here. Quality Consecrate time. Muster.
Reporting for duty. Reporting for duty. Reporting for duty. To arms, men! To battle! For justice! To battle!
Okay,
Reporting for duty.
that'll probably get big gamed.
Faith in the
Oh.
light. To battle! To battle!
Yeah, shake that screen. There we go. Bolvar's in the house. I'm kind of low on cards, so I think saving this attack is decent. No! That's bullshit! He had the owl first card in hand. Why didn't he silence Tyrion? Even if you were sniping, you'd silence Tyrion. I don't get it. Well, Bolvar, I thought you were cool, bro, but apparently you're no better than my hero power. You're just a lot more expensive. I still probably have this game, guys. We still probably have it.
Reporting for duty.
Stratholme will be purged.
Okay. I have lethal with the just the truce over, but
The battle.
we're not gonna wimp out with a card like that, guys. Here we go. Ugh. 17 overkill. Easy game.